Number 1, the most important one, the one that's going to get you back playing Path of Exile 2. We are getting Act 4. Finally, we can discover the Kirui Islands and also fight tons of new bosses that I have already seen at Gamescom. They're amazing and so much fun to fight. Not only are you getting Act 4 though, Act 1, 2, 3 Cruel are gone and will be replaced with 3 mini intermediary acts. First, you're going to return to Ogum and help Renly rebuild the village. Then, we're going to go to the Vistiri Desert to fight with Asala. And lastly, you're going to have Doriani and his Fallout Bunker as the theme. New areas, new bosses. You will still have to play through Act 1, 2, 3, and then Act 4. And also pay attention to where you now get your plus 40 bonus spirit and whatever other permanent bonus we will get down the line in Act 4 and the mini act. Number 2, my personal favorite one. You can now use support gems as many times as you want. What does that mean? My grenade mercenary, for example, likes to use payload. 70% less recovery rate, but my grenade skill has a 50% chance to explode twice. That's fantastic for my explosive grenades. But obviously, I would like to have that everywhere. I'd like to have that on my gas grenades too, on my oil grenades, on my stun grenades. And with Third Edict, I can do this. Flash grenade, payload. Gas grenade, payload. And also the oil grenade, payload. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. Same goes for my Titan. I'll need martial tempo for my fissures to be hit out faster. But I also want martial tempo on my totems. And preferable, I would want martial tempo on my shield charge. And martial tempo on me hitting down with my supercharged slam. Yeah, I'll just play martial tempo at every single skill without a doubt. Number 3, we're getting sprinting that only has one minor downside. You can now roll, hold your roll button, and you'll be zooming. If you get hit while you're sprinting, you get heavy stunned. Now, I'll assume that you're probably smart enough to stop sprinting before you run into monsters, or not try to sprint past monsters. It's meant as a bonus traversal mechanic to just bring you there faster, to make ways that would take longer shorter. Simple as is. It's not there for you to zoom through a level and ignore every single mob. No. On top of that, support gems now have tiers. Ignite tier 1, Ignite tier 3, or for example, Double Barrel. At tier 1, it's going to have 30% reload speed. And at tier 3, it has 20% reload speed and supported skill reloads automatically when heavy stunning an enemy with them. Pretty nice example here, but this is going to go out for all of them. Oh boy. On top of the double support gem and the tiers, we're also getting lineage support gems. You'll have to be 65 plus to actually get them in the end game. And these lineage support gems are kind of crazy. Supported spells echo 2 times. And you can use as many of these as you want, as I understand, because it never said that I can't. Brachiatus Flow hits with supported skill, treat enemy monsters elemental resistant values as inverted. Massive damage bonus. Or Ratha's Assault, which says supported crossbow ammunition skills cannot reload. Supported skills will load bolts when you dodge, and supported skills load 3 additional bolts. And that's only 3 out of 40 bonus endgame gems that are going to probably change every single build. Which means we need 1 to 65 builds, and then probably after 65 builds, we pick up more of these lineage supports. They're also changing how all the Pinnacle bosses work. Instead of costing massive amount of resources now, it's easier to summon them, and the summon materials are interchangeable. Getting yourself to a Zesht or the audience with a king is easier than ever. The only boss staying the same is the Arbiter of Ash. The Arbiter itself now has a fixed difficulty, but you can also challenge an Uber version of him. So we finally have the first actual Uber Pinnacle boss, the super duper challenge to work towards for the people that like to grind a lot. A little something for our totem lovers, because there is a big change coming, and that goes for all the totems. We're talking Shockwave, Ripwire Ballista, Artillery Ballista, the Ancestral Warrior Totem, any of them. Now use your equipped weapons. They no longer have their own flat damage, base critical hit chance, or base attack time. Currently, my Shockwave Totem is level 21, for example, and it right now has 166 base physical damage. But I'm actually wielding a great hammer with 203 damage or one with 275 damage, and the totem will now take your base attack time from the weapon that you're wielding, plus actually your attack damage, and then scale from there, which has the potential to make these way stronger than they have ever been, if you have a good weapon. On that note, the Warbringer gives you +1 totem now with the answered call. And also over here, the Tactician with the cannons ready gives you another +1 totem, making it possible to easily equip those 4 totems. Maybe we get even more totem nodes in the passives, because every single part of the skill tree is getting a huge bonus of passive nodes. Also, we're finally getting asynchronous trading.
During the third Edict content reveal, we announced the new asynchronous trade system that allows you to purchase items instantly from other players, even when they're offline. But one feature we didn't quite have ready in time for the reveal is the in-game market browser. Well, it's ready, and we know a lot of players have been looking forward to this one. Open the browser by clicking here. Search for the item you're looking for, then click the purchase button to be immediately teleported to that player's hideout, where you can purchase the item from their shop.
I'll get it here quick smart.
They don't even need to be online. Almost all the functionality of the website is available here. You can search using many different filters, sort everything how you want, and buy it instantly. Happy trading!
Which means you don't have to whisper 20 people anymore hoping that anyone finally responds. Nah, just go life shopping and have a good time. Next up, we get the Abyss mechanic. The Abyss mechanics are those fissures opening up where monsters spew out, you can get amazing loot, and you can even dive into these abysses to fight the commander and get to their Pinnacle boss. This mechanic is only available if you actually start in the new league. You could still stay in the standard league with your current existing character and make use of these double support gems and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to see the Abyss, if you want to use the new Abyss crafting and all that kind of stuff, you actually will have to start from 0. And I would probably recommend that as well, because there are so many changes in the game with all the support, with the support tiers and everything, that a playthrough will probably feel massively different. Sure, it's still Act 1 to 3, but then 4 and the 3 intermediary acts, plus the new endgame support gems. I highly recommend starting from the beginning. And don't stress too much about your ascendancy. If you, for example, want to play a warrior and you don't know if Titan or Warbringer, you can actually change your ascendancy. Just in case you weren't aware, I am currently a Titan with 6 points. And if I now go and run another Jin barrier with 3 floors, that would give me 6 points, but I can't get more points from it. I can actually swap from a Titan over to a Warbringer and vice versa. So choose, have fun, worst case scenario, swap. Last but not least, they're doing something to defenses. First and foremost, armor should feel better than ever. Since tons of items are now going to have 12% of armor also applies to elemental damage taken from hits. That's going to be a standard affix now. And there are also passive skill nodes that have this, with the intention of making armor players not get one-shot anymore and make it not fall off as hard compared to energy shield or evasion. Since evasion is getting another bonus called deflect. And deflect is pretty much a second evasion. So if you can't evade an attack, or if you didn't evade an attack, there is a chance to deflect it. And if you deflect an attack, you take 40% less damage. The deflect can also be for spells and area effects, which means as a mercenary, having armor, then armor reduce elemental damage, and evasion and deflect gives you tons of layers of defense right now, instead of just feeling you're a mishmash of everything. How it will turn out in reality? We don't know. There are tons of changes to every ascendancy, and I got just the video for you explaining everything, breaking it down, and discussing some of the best starter builds for this season. Enjoy, and have a fantastic good day.